The San Antonio Spurs have found their man in Victor Wembanyama, the greatest NBA prospect since LeBron James, single-handedly is altering the game in a way that only somebody who's 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan can. But if you've ever seen a San Antonio Spurs game this season, and I can't imagine you would because they were the second, third worst team in the NBA, if we simulated the rest of the season in 2K. Yeah, they're 19 is just the worst team in the NBA. You'll see that even though Victor Wembanyama is almost always open underneath the basket, rolling, etc., sheer gravity, sheer willpower, they can't get him the ball because they're just simply horrible at it. Trae Jones, for all the good that he's done, he's come along very well as a second-round pick. He can't do entry passes to save his life. Jeremy Sohan, who's supposed to be this multifaceted, do-it-all sort of utility, can dribble, can not shoot, but he can defend and play make, etc., etc. He can't get in the ball. Chetty Osman can't get in the ball. Zach Collins can't get in the ball. Sandro Mamukalishvili can't get in the ball. Devin Vassell can't get in the ball. Malachi Branham can't get in the ball. Keldon Johnson can't get in the ball. Devontae Grant, Blake Wesley. Nobody can get Victor Wembanyama the ball in the post easily. So there's a trade that's kind of out there floating in the cosmos that says, what if they team up Trae Young with Victor Wembanyama? Now we need to get through some crap here. LeBron James is retiring. Good riddance. Hall of Fames, jerseys, rules. None of these are logical or worthwhile. And this is just really quickly for us. The chance for the Spurs to win the #1 overall pick is 2, and we fall to 6. Wow. I don't know if it's possible to fall further than what the Spurs did. Staff is all fine. Let's skip all the way to the NBA draft where, let's say the Spurs go all in and try to trade for Trae Young. I don't know how to make this trade go through. So first of all, we'd have to do the first round picks. Let's say the Toronto Raptors pick, which isn't ours. Let's say we give them all their picks back. So Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Hawks, and then we send them another first on top of that. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 first round picks just to open the conversation. Then we need to trade over some prospects. Who would they want? Would Devin Vassell be part of the chopping block? I mean, he's been a theoretically okay player. Keldon Johnson would certainly be in on this. Jeremy Sohan, I think Jalen Johnson fills that role already for the Hawks, so I can't imagine he'd be gone. Malachi Branham would certainly be gone. Don Barlow, Julian Champagny, Blake Wesley, City Sissoko. So we'll start with this. And then once I'm able to re-sign players after this team player option step, which is broken because it doesn't exist in the real world like this, then we'll continue to send over more prospects. But Trae Young is officially part of the San Antonio Spurs. And because we fell to 6 for some reason, we don't get to pick whoever we want in this NBA draft. Alexander Sarr goes #1 overall. Ron Holland goes #2. That'd kind of be the guy that I want. Rob Dillingham goes 3. Raptors pick up Reed Shepherd. 4 goes Nikola Topic, and here we are. 5 goes Nikola Topic, and here we are. So no longer do we need our player of the future, the point guard of the future. So we could really go in any direction. Kind of a wing player would be good for us. Matt Buzelis out of the G League Ignite probably seems like the best player available to us right there. And then let's go to the second round where we pick up anybody who's anyone. We'll take Kalo Ware, the backup. Good stuff. There we go. That's how the draft pick plays out. Rookie signings bring everybody in. Team player options bring everybody in. And now let's continue to send over players to the Atlanta Hawks to make this an official trade. Let's see what we've given them so far. They have all of their draft picks now. They have 1 extra draft pick of ours, effectively 4 first round picks. We sent them City Sissoko, who's shown some flashes. We sent them Blake Wesley. We sent them Malachi Branham. I still need to do this. Hold on. I guess the question is, do we need to add in Devin Vassell to fully make this go through? That will be the one defining change of this trade. So I think we've given up enough to where we said Trae Young doesn't want to be there anymore. We sent over a bunch of first round picks and prospects. We'll bring back Kobe Buffkin just because they literally, like the Hawks, have too many players. So I have to bring back somebody. And they don't have any bad players that I can trade for. Just real quick. Like City Sissoko, we gave him. Didn't realize that he would bring them down that much. Carlton Carrington, they drafted him. Blake Wesley, we gave him. Dalton Knecht, they drafted him. Adrian Griffin is the other guy that we could have traded for. So, like, whatever. We got Kobe Buffkin now, and we have Trae Young. and we have Trae Jones, and we have Devontae Graham, but we have officially brought over Trae Young, the shortest man in the NBA, not named Isaiah Thomas, to team up with Victor Wembanyama, the tallest man in the NBA, to form a lethal duo. Combined, they average out to one normal-sized human being. Now, it's time to tinker the roster a little bit and see how good is the Trae Young, Victor Wembanyama lineup. First things first, Devontae Graham, get off my team. I don't care who you are. I don't know why you're still in this game. Goodbye. Next up is Julian Champagne has been incredible for them, but their 2K is not going to recognize him as a 23-year-old 73 overall. I think what I'm going to do is we'll keep Zach Collins as the backup for now. Try to develop Khalil Ware. Unfortunately, that means Charles Biassi's on the outside looking in. He was good for them last year and then just tore his ACL, gone for the season. Brutal injury for him. So Khalil Ware will go in the G League. Zach Collins will back up Victor Wembanyama. Matt Buzelis will start as a rookie. Hopefully we can develop him. Jeremy Sohan is going to start at the small forward. Devin Vassell going to start at the shooting guard. Trae Young, Trae Jones going to be the 2 point guards. Kobe Buffkin, hopefully we can develop him in the G League as well. So we need 2 wing players. I feel like bringing Lonnie Walker back would be incredible for us. Unfortunately, that means Sandro Mamukalishvili has to walk, and even though I learned how to say his name, he won't be part of the team. And Chetty Osman would honestly be good to bring back, but I don't know if we're able to do that with the contract that he signed. We are not. So the only big free agent splash is to bring back our man Lonnie Walker IV, now with shorter hair. Ooh, it looks like we can bring back Chetty Osman. We'll bring in DeLon Wright, move him up to the 2. Stanley Johnson, I know. And I think that is all the players that I went out to sign. As for the rest of the NBA in free agency, Paul George back on the Clippers, Tyrese Maxey to the 76ers, Pascal Siakam to the Pistons, James Harden to the Clippers, DeMar DeRozan to the 76ers alongside Tobias Harris. Interesting. Don't know how they made the money work there. Jonas Valanciunas to the Magic, OG Anunoby to the Thunder. Wow. D'Lo Lakers, and Mikal Bridges Hornets. So we are looking something like this. Let me just bump. Actually, I'm going to do it after player regression. Bump DeLon Wright to the 2. So it'll be Trae Jones, Trae Young. Trae Young, Kobe Buffkin developing. DeLon Wright up at the 2 behind Devin Vassell and Lonnie Walker. Jeremy Sohan 3. Matt Buzelis, Chetty Osman 4. Victor Wembanyama, Zach Collins 5. Isn't this team good enough to make the playoffs? They better be. Looking at player progression. And Victor Wembanyama in his 2nd season is already up to a 93 overall. Ridiculous. Devin Vassell not really developing there. A little disappointed in that. And how does player regression look? Only DeLon Wright going down 1 overall point. But this year, this upcoming season, what do the NBA gods think for the power rankings? I would say the Spurs are steady at 15. How would that look? Yes, no, yes. 13th for 2K Sports. And Eric Boner has his 15th. Am I a genius or what? Just pat me on the shoulder, somebody. Primary rotation going to look like this. Trae Young, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sochan, Matt Buzelis, Victor Wembanyama, Lonnie Walker, Chetty Osman, Trae Jones, and Zach Collins. We'll stick Kobe Buffkin and Khalil Ware into the G League, and hopefully they can develop. But let's see how this first season looks for the Victor Wembanyama Trae Young Spurs. Nikola Jokic wins MVP 28, 12, and 9, 53, 81, 43 splits. But our boy Matthias Buzelis wins Rookie of the Year 10, 8, 2, 1, 1. I mean, whatever. 6th Man of the Year is Andre Drummond. Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player of the Year. Amen Thompson wins Most Improved. Nikola Jokic Clutch Player of the Year. Coach of the Year is Mike Malone, as we win Executive of the Year of a pretty good team. Record-wise could be better. Victor wins All NBA First Team in his 2nd year. Is there anybody else besides All Defense? Matthias Buzelis on the All Defensive 2nd team. Let's go. And that's it. Yeah. Pretty impressive individually, but we finished 6th in the West, which is interesting. I'd like to see what's Trae Young's effect on the defensive end. So, first of all, leading the league in scoring is Anthony Edwards. Rebounds goes to Victor Wembanyama, and assist is Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Jed Holmgren. Field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. Free throw champion is Michael Conley. The 3-point king is Kevin Durant. How did this team fare? Victor, obviously incredible. 24, 15, 3, 2, 2. which is surprising. Normally it's 3 blocks a game. 34% from the 3-point line. Trae Young, 23, which is interesting. He's normally at 39, which is interesting. He's normally leading the NBA, but his 3-point percentages is 42% when it's actually fallen off. He's like a mid to low 30s right now. That's interesting. Devin Vassell is okay, 16. Matthijs Buzelis with 10. Lonnie was great off the bench. Jeremy Sohan, these are Draymond Green numbers. 9.6, 6.9, nice. Who is leading us with on-off percentage? So Victor was great. Devin Vassell's good. Trae Young's good. Matthijs Buzelis okay. Jeremy Sohan was bad. Chetty Osman surprisingly was pretty good. And then Lonnie Walker, even though statistically he was good, did not produce all that much for the bench unit. Zach Collins did not, and Trey Jones did not. So Zach Collins is definitely on the outside looking in now. Lonnie will stick it out for one more year. And weirdly, Chetty Osman was our best bench player. Don't know what to do with that. But anyway, team stats, the Spurs, or where are they? 11th offensively. Defensively, even with the miniature Trae Young, they were giving them a 4.4 point differential, number 6 in the NBA. Field goal percentages, I can't imagine they'd be 17th. Just everything is a lob to Victor Wembanyama. Like the pick and roll game is already lethal for Trae Young when he has like Onyeka Okongwu. Now imagine he has Victor Wembanyama anyway. Taking on, and I love this rivalry, the Chet Holmgren Oklahoma City Thunder rivalry. They have OG Anunoby too. Woof. But you know, it's not gonna be easy for them. We're gonna make it tough as we do lose game 1. Chet Holmgren, did he outplay Victor? No. He just had the better team. Shea Schmilder 24 and 10. And Trae Young only gave you 13 and 10. That's not gonna do it, Trae. They gave up the future for you. They gave up the farm for you. Anyway, win 2 in a row, up 2-1. 2-2, down 3-2, and let's hop into Simcast and see how does this go. Give more minutes to Zach Collins and Trae Jones. Are you kidding me? No, we're trying to win basketball games. Anyway, losing here in the 3rd quarter, going to the 4th quarter with a back and forth game. No lead is safe in NBA 2K24. 96, 198. 2 minutes left. 103.98. 105.98. Oh, it looks like the Thunder are going to prevail. Are they? Yep, 107, 100, 108, 100. And unfortunately, your Trae Young San Antonio Spurs fall just a little bit short. So I'm thinking shore up the depth a little bit and then just another year of development. Really, this team is nothing but bright future ahead of them. And now they have superstar point guards and superstar centers. Like, that's all this team really needs, which is going to be interesting. Steven Silas is retiring. So is David Yorger. Interesting league meetings. Are any of these interesting? Add 2 new teams to the league. Man, if that shows up in Raptors franchise, I'm 1000% doing that. But the San Antonio Spurs no longer have the Atlanta Hawks picks. So the Spurs via Charlotte pick at 22. They pick at 19 on their own. Oh, the Hawks pick 1 pick behind them at 20th. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, Greg Popovich certainly not going to be getting fired yet. Looking at the next year's, not this upcoming year's, but the year after that's draft class. Love fast my other class is Juwan Maggette and Bryce Sims. Most agile is Desmond Roy and Bryce Sims. Highest vertical is Bruno Jukic and Desmond Roy and Jack Cage and Ted Stewart and Conrad Soto and Spencer Stevenson. Highest bench press is Barry Lyles and Glenn O'Brien and Nelson Haynes. At best shot 3-pointer Bernie Harper. What a name. And Bruno Jukic. Now, let's say the Spurs want to trade up into this draft class. Who would they go after? Nobody. Yikes, this whole class is bad. The only guy even remotely I would think about is Ciro Reyes. But he's a center and he doesn't have great shooting, but he has Bam Adebayo player comparison. So he could, like, theoretically, I guess, play at the 4 while Victor plays at the 5 and we're just stupidly tall. He does have a potential, projected to fall to number 6. So you know what? If Ciro falls to like 4, we'll trade up for him. But number 1 overall, the New Orleans Pelicans take Byron Weber out of LSU. Celtics somehow at 2 take Alfonso Sosa. 3 to the Rockets goes Bruno Jukic, and this might be a trade-up spot for the Spurs to go all in on this team. We have pick 19 and pick 22. That's useless. Oh, and 2K literally won't let me make a trade because the Stepien rule system is broken. Look, pick number 4. it cannot be traded because it's involved in a previous trade, but it's not involved in a previous trade because it's part of the NBA draft. Thanks, 2K. I love NBA 2K's trade system. Anyway, now we're going to go up to pick 5. Get over it, nerds. Zach Collins and 2 first-round picks are gone. Now we have the number 5 overall pick where we're taking Ciro Reyes. And I know it looks like insanity to draft another center. We're going to be moving down to the 2 guard. And then the rest of these draft picks I really don't want out of the second round. Thank you, Philadelphia. And there we go. We've basically drafted 2 power forwards now in the last 2 drafts. Number 1 overall, Byron Weber is an 82 overall. Don't love the ages, but to be honest, the draft class was not all that impressive. Everybody needs to come back, something like this and like that. Qualifying offers, no. So how do we look now? Kobe Buffkin with another year development under his belt probably isn't going to do anything. Honestly, Trae Jones is a good enough backup. Trae Young is good here. Devin Vassell, part of the core. Lonnie Walker, he's going to stick around. Jeremy Sohan, Chetty Osman going to stick around. Matt Buzelis, I may drop him to the 3. And to think about having Jeremy Sohan come off the bench. It's a serious consideration in my head. Anyway, Trae Jones does need to come back. He's a serviceable enough backup point guard, now up to an 80 overall thanks to 2K's rating system. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd like to get better at the backup center position. Charles Biasi and Kalal Ware here. I'd like to get better than Chetty. I know Chetty's a fan favorite, but ugh, he's 30 years old. He's reached the age of regression. Okay, sending away 2 first-round picks on our backup centers, but Walker Kessler is officially joining the team to back up Victor Wembanyama. Matthijs Buzelis, Ciro Reyes, Jeremy Sohan, Chetty Osman. I guess we can get better at the wing position. And there we go. Ben Mathurin is going to be replacing Chetty Osman and theoretically, what's his face? Not Devin Vassell. Who's the other guy that we had? Chetty Osman. Lonnie Walker! Ben Mathurin going to drop down to the 2 guard. And this is going to be our official how good are they roster with Trae Young leading the way. We have Trae Jones backing him up. You have Devin Vassell starting, Ben Mathurin backing him up. You got Jeremy Sohan playing by himself. You got Matthijs Buzelis and Ciro Reyes, 2 young first-round picks for us at the power forward position. And then you have Victor Wembanyama and Walker Kessler. I feel like I can't set this team up for more success if I wanted to. But here we are. Jason Tatum back with the Celtics. Donovan Mitchell to the Cavaliers. Jimmy Buckets back on the Heat. Ed Mobley to the Cavs. Scott Barnes to the Raptors. Jamal Murray to the Nuggets. Katie Gunner to the Business. Alpine to the Girls with the blood. Everybody's blood. Going back to their team. Blah. Wait, how are we looking at player progression? How is his team? Victor Wembanyama up to a 95 overall. Trae Young holding it at 89. He's not going to get any better. That's kind of sad. Walker Kessler is our best player after this. That's kind of sad. Buzelis up to a 79. Trae Jones up to an 80. Jeremy Sohan holding it at 83. Devin Vassell up to an 83. Yeah, so really, even if Trae Young comes to the Spurs, it kind of feels like one of the prospects needs to still break out and prove their worth, prove that they're better, and, you know, more than just like a high-tier starter, prove that they're an all-star. I don't know why they want Trae Jones to start over Trae Young. That's not going to happen. I'm rotation going to look like this. Trae Young, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Matthijs Buzelis, Victor Wembanyama, Ben Mathurin, Ciro Reyes, Trae Jones, Walker Kessler, and the rest of the team is not going to get any minutes. I basically mortgaged the future to put this team together. We'll see how good the Trae Young, Victor Wembanyama Spurs experiment gets. Other than actually going in and rebuilding this team, this is about as good as I can make the team. Like, have Ben Mathurin and Walker Kessler as backups. Trae Jones still here. Draft high in the. This is about as good as the Spurs are going to get without blowing up the team. So we'll see how they perform. I think they were like 3rd in the power rankings. Yeah, 4th for 2K Sports. 4th for Eric Boner as well. Let's see how this team produces. Tyrese Halliburton wins MVP, 32 and 12 for him. Byron Weber wins Rookie of the Year over our boy. 6th Man of the Year is Ant. Defensive Player of the Year is Victor Wembanyama, and Alexander Sarr wins Most Improved. Okay, Tyrese Halliburton, Clutch Player of the Year. Greg Popovich does win Coach of the Year, the best team in the NBA, but we don't win Executive of the Year. Victor on the All-NBA First Team. No Trae Young. A little disappointing. Buzelis on the All-Defensive Second Team. Ciro Reyes does make the All-Rookie First Team. He's playing up to an 81 overall, as we are the #1 seed in the NBA. You love to see that. 3 games up on the Tyrese Halliburton Pacers. Later in scoring goes to Anthony Edwards. Rebounds is Victor Wembanyama. And assist is Tyrese Halliburton. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Victor Wembanyama. And field goal percentages is Mitchell Robinson. Free throw champion is Anthony Simons. And the 3-point king is Trae Murphy III. How did we do here in our second season? Everyone's a little down. Ben Mathurin is unreal in scoring. Jeremy Sohan broke double digits. Buzelis was okay. Cyril Reyes was okay. I wish they'd be a little more dynamic offensively. Give our team a little bit more support. But rebounding, we're good. Assisting, we're good. 3-point percentages were... Ooh, Devin Vassell, 32% this year. Ooh. Jeremy Sohan, 32. Jeremy Sohan and Devin Vassell are shooting the same from 3. Okay, game. Victor was unreal, 10.9 plus minus. Trae Young at 9. Buzelis with 8. Ben Mather was 7. Jeremy was 7. Yeah, Devin Vassell was a significant weakness this year, weirdly enough. The rookie was plus 4.8. Blocker Kessler was the weak point with Trey Jones behind him. Or plus minuses. You know what? I will take that. That seems like we're a pretty damn good basketball team. Points per game were 8th. Points allowed, number 1, giving us 11.7 point differential, number 1 in the NBA. Field goal percentages is 16th. 3-point percentages, it was bad. We're getting worse, not better. 24th. You know, we're the best team in the NBA, taking on the Sacramento Kings. They look pretty much the same. Tobias Harris is there. That's fine, as we do win game 1. Big Ben Mathurin leading the way, 33 points for him. Okay, Keegan Murray with 29, Foxy with 26, Saboner with 22, 6 and 2. It looks like he had foul trouble, unsurprisingly, as we are up 2-0 on the 8 seed Sacramento Kings, 3-0. And there you have it, 4-0 sweeping. It's good to be back. The San Antonio Spurs have established dominance in the NBA. Taking on the Portland Trailblazers, weirdly enough. Scoot's up to an 85, Shea's up to an 88, Jabari Walker's up to an 80. Does 2K love the Blazers? Confirmed? What are these ratings? Oh my god. Shaden Sharp just drops 41 casually in a game 1 against us in enemy territory. That's unreal. We're down 2-1. We're down 3-1 because 2K loves the Trailblazers for no reason in particular. I'm sorry, but the fact that Shaden Sharp's almost a 90 and Scoot Henderson's up to an 85 here in what, year 2? Is simply preposterous. Jabari Walker's an 80, just like Tumani Kamara, I'm sorry, is 77? What are these ratings? Anyway, I guess we'll just hop into Simcast and see how this goes. Elimination game, down 3-1, but no lead is safe in 2K24, not even a 3-1 series lead. I say that we're probably going to lose here. Got a close game, under 2 minutes left, up by 7, 5 points, 7 points, 9 points, 6 points, 8 points, 10 points, and we win. Here we are in Game 6 in Portland. We win this. We have a pretty good chance at Game 7 on our home court. We lose this, and we're eliminated from the playoffs. And we're winning here in the third quarter. Back and forth game going into the fourth. Are we going to have to clutch this out? Are we going to Victor Wembanyama, Trae Young clutch out Game 6? It looks like we are forcing a Game 7, 121-103. And it ain't 2K if it ain't Game 7. Here in San Antonio, we're getting blown out. Pathetically. Good Lord. What is happening? Okay, it's a little bit closer here now. Back and forth game here in the third quarter. Have a lead in the fourth. Now we're losing in the fourth, losing by 5. Make it close and I'll hop in. Losing by 7. Score. My God, score the ball. 5-point games, 3-point game, 5-point game, 7-point game, 4-point game, 2-point game. All right, we're hopping in. It is what it is, man. Down by 2, under 2 minutes remaining. It's time for us to win the game. Or at least try to win, right? I'm wondering, how is Shaden Sharp a 99 overall, first of all? How is Jabari Walker an 80? Like, my guy, with respect, could be out of the league soon. And they're like, nah, actually, you're an 80. 80 means, like, you're potentially making all-star games, and that's not a foul. I don't have a timeout. I can't challenge that. Good stuff. Full disclaimer, this is why I only hop in with the lead when we're doing 2K simulations, because 2K is cheesy BS. Look at this screen. Look at us go. Jeremy Sohan in the corner, pump faking. Nope. Jeremy Sohan can't shoot. And that's definitely something that eventually the Spurs are going to have to figure out. Oh, look at Victor Wembanyama, wide open, throws it down, 2 points. Or the big fella, Jabari Walker, looks like a miniature compared to him. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. Okay, Anthony Simons goes right around Trae Young. I'm there in the healthy, and it doesn't matter. They cannot be stopped. Anthony Simons is going off. All right, the Trae Young, Victor Wembanyama screen roll magic. Show me what you got. I got a mismatch here. Pump fake, and we missed. That's game. Okay, DeAndre Ayton is clutch. Throw it up. All right, fuck this game. We lost. It is what it is. The San Antonio Spurs apparently aren't as good as the Portland Trail Blazers. What are you gonna do? I mean, 2K just goes on one, and then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sweeps them. I mean, I can try simulating one more year. We don't make any changes and see how that does. It's just, you know, the Portland Trail Blazers, really? Shaden Sharp's a 90 overall, really? Okay, no changes are made. This is the team for the final season. Trae Young, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Matthijs Buzelis, Victor Wembanyama, Ben Mathurin, Cyril Reyes, Trey Jones, Blocker Kessler, and nobody else behind them. Their power rankings are probably going to stay really good, and they're going to lose to some inexplicable team like, who would make sense? The Rockets. Or they'll lose to the Blazers again. They'll lose to... I mean, who's a team that has no business beating them and then it will for some unknown reason? The Jazz. Anyway, I'm grumpy and frustrated at that loss, but I'll see you in the playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton wins back-to-back MVPs. Guardiola wins Rookie of the Year, even though he's not a rookie. Ron Holland, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, and a Defensive Player of the Year. Cody Williams wins Most Improved, and Clutch Player of the Year is Luka Doncic on the Kings. Ime Udoka, Coach of the Year. Some guy, Executive of the Year is the Rockets. Like I said, are better than everybody else in the NBA. Victor on the All-NBA first team. Nobody on the All-NBA second team or third team. Victor on the All-Defensive first team. Nobody on any other teams ever, because the Spurs are officially now being hated on. We fall to second. 63-19 are the Rockets. All right, let's look at what's unrealistic here. Robert Dillingham, I don't even know who he is, but he's an 81 overall. Jalen Green, unfortunately, will never be an 89 overall. He's going to be, at best, I'm going to say, in his career, unless he takes some massive leap for no reason, an 83, like a Jordan Clarkson spark plug kind of guy. Cam Whitmore, too early to tell, but he's certainly not going to be an 85. Tari Eason might get up to like an 82. I'll say he can be peak Jeff Green. Alperen Şengün's the one guy who could be a 90. Jabari, probably an 85. Amen, too early to tell. I love his game. AJ Griffin can't be an 82. Patrick Williams, Dylan Brooks, yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm just frustrated. How did we do? Same thing. Everything's down a little bit. Scoring is evened out. How is the shooting? Is Devin Vassell back to being a 31% shooter? No, he's in the 40s again. That's fun. Jeremy Sohan, 31. Victor, 38. Buzelis, 32. So our shooting definitely needs some help. But other than that, how do the plus minuses look? 9.8 for Victor, 9.5 for Ben Mathurin, 8.8 for Buzelis, 8.7 for Sohan. Trae Young down here at 7. And everybody was above 5. So you know what? I will take that. Team stats we were. Number 3. Offensively. Number 1 defensively. Once again, giving us the best feel-good point differential in the NBA. Let's see if that translates to wins, or does Keontae George and Mikal Bridges? That's weird. And Jalen Johnson take us down. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we lose. Game 4, we win. And Game 5, we do... What? It's the playoffs. What are you doing? I don't know. Go sign somebody. I don't care. Okay, gentlemen swept now to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant is a superstar. Desmond Bane's a great number 2. They traded away Jaren Jackson Jr. for James Wiseman, Isaiah Stewart, and Mark Williams. Good moves there. High 5,000 IQ moves by the Grizzlies front office, and it's working. What? Sorry. Devin Bane dropped 31. John Morant dropped 25. Gigi Jackson dropped 19. Isaiah Stewart dropped 14. What happened? We just forgot how to play? Why are we losing to them? Okay, 2-2, up 3-2, and I guess we'll hop into Simcast and try to ensure that at least this team can make it to the Western Conference Finals, let alone compete for a championship. I say that we're losing here in Game 6 on enemy territory. Now we're up by about 10. Low scoring affair. 8-point game, 9-point game, 11-point game, and that's going to be too little too late as we advance to take on, did I call it or did I call it, the Houston freaking Rockets. We do win game 1. Wow, nobody on their team scored over 20. Look at the clamps. Ben Mathurin was good. Trae Young was good. Victor Wembanyama was good. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we lose. Big game 5 here, tied up 2-2 series against the fearsome and menacing Rockets. And we're getting completely dominated. Good Lord. Oh my gosh. It's a 40-point game here. It's the playoffs. Hello? Let's shrink the rotations. Starters are going to get all 33 plus minutes. I got Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama up to 37 minutes. The bench really isn't playing all that much outside of the minutes that they have to. And it looks like the Rockets are just a better team. So no matter how many Trae Youngs you get, it looks like the San Antonio Spurs are not good enough to compete, even with an all-star, all-NBA, all-world point guard on their team, as they lose by 45 points in an elimination game. And we throw it up, and Victor Wembanyama throws it down. Well, we'll just say this. If Trae Young does go to the San Antonio Spurs, it would look something like that. Unfortunately, this wasn't a full-fledged rebuild, so I'm not able to overcome the adversities that the Spurs have with the fact that 2K actually hates half of their team not named Victor Wembanyama. But regardless, the pairing would be a lethal duo for all time, and I would love to see it come to fruition. Unfortunately, 2K would not. They think that you're going to be a Western Conference Finals exit. But that is going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you think the pairing would go as trophies just pop into existence, because 2K is the greatest game ever made, and I'll catch you in the next one.